What's going on, everyone out there in YouTube land? You guys are probably wondering what the hell's going on with the SMOK logo. We're doing SMOK products again? Yes, me and SMOK had a disagreement a month or so ago on a particular video that I did. And they took a break for a while, but they did contact me about a week or so ago, and they want to give it another try. So, welcome back to the channel, SMOK. Today we're going to check out a somewhat new device. I guess it's new to me, I guess, but today we're going to check out the Devilkin kit. Yes, the Devilkin. And this does include the TFE12 Prince sub-ohm tank, same sub-ohm tank as we've seen many, many times before. Got it loaded up with some looper, some animal looper. Got it set to 69 watts in wattage mode. And yeah, let's have a vape and we'll dive into the Devilkin. Interesting name, by the way. Interesting. Very nice vape. I will say it's not a very nice vape. Well, I don't want, you know what? I'm not going to say anything yet. Let's talk a little bit about the Devilkin. Now, this was sent over directly by SMOK for the purpose of this review. If you guys are looking to pick one up or check one out after the video, links as always posted in the description. Going price for the kit, depending on where you shop, I got a bunch of links posted below. Cheapest price, $58.90, all the way up to $91. So inside the box, you're going to get the Devilkin device. They're going to toss in the original TFE12 Prince sub-ohm tank that will include one drip tip, 2 coil heads. You'll get a standard glass tank, a bubble glass tank, some extra O-rings, a top fill grommet, micro USB data and charging cable, and a user manual. Dimensions on the Devilkin: 86 millimeters tall, 49 millimeters wide, 34 millimeters thick. It is available in a variety of color options. Now, this is a dual 18650 device, so we'll compare it up against another SMOK dual 18650 device like the XPriv. And as you can see here, the Devilkin is about the same size as the XPriv. So at the top, we're going to have your typical standard stainless steel 510 connection, the same style that SMOK always uses. It's not in the center, it's off to the side, but it's still going to look good with larger atomizers. Now we have the gold-plated spring-loaded pin in the center as always. Now we're going to screw down the regular Kennedy 25 millimeter like we always do, just to show you guys what it's going to look like. And as you can see here, 25 millimeters, no overhang whatsoever. And if we screw down a 28, we're going to use the Sherman as always. You'll see that 28 actually looks good sitting on top of this Devilkin. There's no overhang on the sides, but on the front we do have a little bit of a pubic hair overhang right there. Not enough to really complain about, so 28 actually looks pretty damn good on top. Along the side, we're going to have your side fire or lever style firing switch, and I believe it's right there. I am correct, there it is. Nice tight button. Very clicky, very responsive, no button rattle, doesn't feel cheap, and they did a really good job with the button. On the bottom, they changed things up a little bit. We still have the flip style battery door, but now we have a little locking lever or latch right there, and when you push the latch over, the door is going to pop open. Dual 18650. I recommend Sony VTC5A as always. Nice tight fit battery tray on the inside, no battery rattle, no movement. And when you close the battery door, just push it down, it's automatically going to lock, and I had no issues with that door popping open whatsoever. I even purposely tried to pop it open, and it just would not pop open. So really good job on the battery door. On the front, we do have a color 1.3-inch OLED display, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I do gotta give SMOK props because they did not use a tinted screen protector, which means the screen, nice and bright, very easy to read indoors and out. And I think they did a really good job by not putting that tinted protector on the front. Wattage up and down buttons, nice and tight, very clicky and responsive. Love the buttons on here. And then of course we got your micro USB port. No mention of 2 amp charging over USB, but you can charge over USB if you really need to. And we do have firmware updates over USB. Now the Devilkin is capable of 225 watts in power mode. It has a voltage range of 0.5 volts up to 9 volts, and it will fire down to a 0.05 in temperature mode and a 0.1 in power mode. If you are familiar with any of the previous SMOK devices and using their menu system, you'll be very familiar with the Devilkin because everything is pretty much the exact same. 3 clicks of the firing switch, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, I'm locked. Let's unlock it. There we go. 1, 2, 3. will get us into the menu. Now, if you do a quick press, it'll scroll through the different pages, 1, 2, 3, and if you do a long press, it will allow you to adjust that perimeter for that particular setting. As you can see here, I can adjust the wattage for temperature mode all the way up to 225 watts. Do a long press, I can now adjust the TCR. Quick press brings me to the next page where I can clear out my puff counter. Quick press again brings me to the color options. I could change the color of the font. I could do a long press. I could change the screen timeout. Long press again. I can enable or disable the auto lock feature. Do a quick press. On this screen, this is where you're going to power off the device. Doing 5 clicks will not turn the device off. It actually will lock the device. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to lock it. It will prevent me from adjusting the power, and it also prevents you from vaping. That is the way a locking feature should work. It should lock the entire device. You can either do 5 clicks of the firing switch, or you can hold down the wattage up and down button, and you can lock and unlock it much, much faster, which I thought was pretty cool. Holding the wattage down and the firing switch will give you quick access to the different modes, and doing the opposite, the wattage up and the firing switch will allow you to adjust the boost. And if you're in temperature mode and you do that same button press, it's going to allow you to adjust the wattage. I know that sounds crazy and confusing, but it's pretty simple actually. So that's pretty much going to be it, guys, for the menu system. Also inside the kit, they're going to include the TFV12 Prince sub-ohm tank. I showed and I reviewed this tank probably a million times, but we'll do it one last time really quick. This is a 25mm sub-ohm tank with the bubble glass installed. It's going to measure to around 28mm at the glass tank section. At the top, they're going to include the Cobra drip tip, which is not an 810 and it's not a 510, which means you cannot use 810 or 510 tips on here. You're kind of stuck using these Cobra style drip tips. They're not bad. I mean, they're just a little bit too large though for my liking. We do have top fill. See that little button right there? Press that button and then you could spin open the top cap. You can go ahead and fill it up, and then when you close it, that little button's going to lock the top cap into place. Now the Prince tank with the bubble glass installed will hold, so they say, 8 mLs of liquid, but I can tell you right now it does not hold 8 mLs of liquid. We do have plenty of airflow. Each air slot measures roughly around 14mm each, and the Prince tank works like every other sub-ohm tank where you just unscrew the bottom. And out of the box, these tanks are always super tight, so you're probably going to need a pair of rubber gloves or a rag just to unscrew it. And once you finally break the base free, the coil head will more than likely be stuck to the chimney. So there we go. Now they will include 2 coil heads. You will not get any mesh coils with this one, but they do have mesh coils they offer, just not inside the kit. Let's see, this particular coil head they offer is going to be a 0.12, rated 60 to 120 watts. And you can see there we got 5 coils, and I believe they're parallel, so it might actually be 10 coils. And then this one right here is going to be, drum roll please, 0.4, rated 40 to 100 watts. This is a single parallel coil, and there you have it, guys, for the up close and personal. Let's jump back up and let's have a vape off this bad boy, shall we? So let's talk a little bit about the Devilkin. Now the TFV12 Prince tank, we reviewed it, we talked about it, we've done it many times before, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I will say one thing. I kind of given up on sub-ohm tanks that use traditional coil heads like stainless steel, Kanthal coil heads, because the coils that are coming out of China have seemed to be so inconsistent lately. You get really good vapes, real bad vapes, dry hits, hot spots. 1 minute you're vaping it and it's the best tank ever. 5 minutes later, you get the worst dry hit you ever had. And there's no telling which coils are good, which are bad. And I'm not saying this about SMOK, I'm saying this about every company that produces a sub-ohm tank. I've always seemed to have hit or miss coils, and lately it seems like just the coils have been just horrible. I don't know why. So I kind of given up, but since these mesh coils have come out recently, it's really made me love sub-ohm tanks again. So we know every company is doing the whole mesh coil thing, and it makes, you know, every time I vape on it, the vape is the exact same. I'm never getting dry hits, I'm not getting hot spots, I don't have to worry about the coil head performing well or not, especially when you're spending $20 on a 3-pack. And if you get 1 or 2 bad coils out of that box, that's money down the drain. So I'm very happy that the mesh coils are becoming popular because I think they're really awesome and they perform well with no issues. Now, what I do like about the Prince tank is that they have mesh coils for it now, so that's really awesome. The downside to it, you don't get the mesh coils inside the kit. You only get the traditional stainless steel coil. So what you have to do is go out, purchase the mesh coils. These will run you $15 to $19 for a 3-pack. So if you really want to experience the best sub-ohm tank experience with the Prince, I'm going to strongly recommend getting the mesh coils. And I just hope SMOK in the future includes the mesh coils in the kits with the Prince tank and all the other beast tanks that they have. So, yeah, my only complaint there when it comes to that. But the flavor with the mesh coils, love it. Perfect. Now, the mod, the Devilkin. Now, I'm going to say this, and it's nothing against SMOK, nothing like that. But, you know, SMOK devices, to me and to a lot of people out there, they all kind of feel the same. And I think one of the main reasons is because they use a lot of the same menus and the same chips in all their devices, and the box style almost seems the same. Like, you know, the Aliens and the G Privs and the T Privs and the X Privs and all that. I think SMOK needs to really take a step out of the box for once. Try something a little bit different and see if you can cater to a different crowd. And who knows, you might actually gain some of your old customers that are just kind of bored with you right now. But I will say, I'm not, once again, not talking trash, SMOK, so don't get on me, don't get on me. I'm just telling you how I see it with one decent eye and one bad eye. But for the Devilkin, I will say it's an awesome mod. Performs well, no issues, feels great in the hands. It does look good with atomizers up to 28. No tinted screen protector. Nice bright screen, you can see it outdoors. The buttons are nice and tight, the battery door is improved. No battery rattle. It's a fantastic mod. But the problem is, if you own an Alien or a G Priv or an X Priv or something that's been released by SMOK in the past year, if you get this, you're going to feel like it's the same mod that you already own. That's the problem I have sometimes with SMOK products, is that when you get a new mod, it feels like the old mod. You know, there's nothing really different. If you're new to SMOK products, I will say, getting one of these, you'll be pretty happy with it. But if you already own a few SMOK products, getting one of these, you're going to be like, yeah, it's kind of the same. And, yeah, that's my opinion on it. I know SMOK's going to email me and just rip me a new one. So if I can't be honest with you guys about how I feel about companies and products, then there's really no point in me doing videos. So that's how I feel. But for the most part, like I said, it's an awesome kit, awesome mod. And I'm happy with it. The only disappointment here is they don't include the mesh coils inside the kit. That is it, folks. Can I have a vape real quick before we end this? Thank you. Let me have a quick vape. Delicious. Really, really delicious. All right, so that is it. That's all I got for you guys today. If you have any comments or questions, you know exactly what to do. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to everyone very, very soon. Make sure you guys build safe, and as always, vape on.